I want to talk to you today about keep growing. Why is this relevant? You've either been struggling with the new skin business, with your career, with your family for some time, and then you lift up your arms, but in despair, you say, enough. Or things are fine, you're living a comfortable life, and you say, I have enough. Today, I will be reading an edited transcript of a very recent message by Joel Osteen called Keep Growing. And I'm going to talk really, really fast because there's a lot to share. So when Joel Osteen is speaking, if these are his words, I'll have this slide showing. Okay. So Joel Osteen says too many people suffer from destination disease. They've reached a certain level, attained a goal. Now they are posting off of what they've already learned. I want to pause here and define destination disease from the internet. A lot of us unknowingly suffer from a disease known as destination disease. The most common symptom is the belief that when we achieve a goal, meet the right person, pay off their loans, graduate from school, make a certain amount of money, etc., we will be happy. Well-known American novelist Ursula Le Guin makes this statement. It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters in the end. It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters in the end. Rabbi Adam Raskin, in his article, The Cure for Destination Disease, says, what is this ailment, this affliction called destination disease? It is the notion that at a certain point in life, you have exhausted your capacity to grow. You have maximized your ability to learn, and you have run out of opportunities to change. People with destination disease finished earning their degrees, accomplished their professional goals. They live in the house they'll probably inhabit for most of their lives. They've married, mated, and are cohabitating with a partner for decades. And a very common symptom of destination disease is getting up and doing the same thing every day, followed by coming home and doing the same thing each night. This is repeated for years, decades, even without any substantial change or alteration. John Maxwell says, the symptoms of an atrophied life are obvious: threadbare curiosity, tired vision, unimaginative vocabulary, dated and overused stories, and a slow, almost languid pace. People who have pushed the pause button on their personal development may someday be described by the fictitious gravestone that reads, died age 45, buried age 50 or age 70. People who are fully alive, current, and vitally engaged with life are interesting to be with and have something to contribute to life and relationships. They provide stimulating conversation and insightful observations. Lifelong learning sustains interesting and growing relationships. And finally, Rabbi Raskin says this, it requires a major adjustment in how you view the world, that success is not about arriving at one specific destination. Instead, success must be understood as constantly viewing life as a journey, an adventure, that there's always more to learn. So let's get back to Joel Osteen. He says, studies tell us that 50% of people after they graduate from high school will never read an entire book the rest of their life. One reason is we see learning as a period of life instead of a way of life. Done with my training, I've got my job, but God never created us to reach one level and stop. Whether you're 90 years old or 9 years old, we should constantly be learning, improving our skills, getting better at what we do. You have to take responsibility for your growth. Growth is not automatic. What steps are you taking to get better? Are you reading books, listening to teaching CDs? Are you taking any courses on the internet, going to any seminars? Do you have any mentors? Are you gleaning from people that know more than you? Don't just coast through life relying off of what you've already learned. You have treasure on the inside. There's skill, talent, potential put in you by the creator of the universe, but it's not going to automatically come out. It has to be developed. Don't go to your grave with your treasure still in it. You keep growing, keep learning. Pablo Casa was one of the greatest cellist players that ever lived. He started playing at the age of 12, and he accomplished things that no other musician did. He was known around the world as the best in his field. At 85, he still got up every morning and practiced 5 hours a day. A reporter asked him why he put so much effort into it. He smiled and said, "I think I'm getting better." He understood this principle. When you stop learning, you stop growing. Look at that plant of mine behind. It was very small. It's grown. Okay. Whatever you do, get better at it. Sharpen your skills. Don't you dare be at the same place next year as you are right now. You should be doing something strategic and something intentional every day to improve your skills, not vague. All right, I'll do it if I have time. No, you're better than that. You have too much in you to stay where you are. Your destiny is too great to get stuck. A lot of times we're sitting back saying, "God, I'm waiting on you. God, I'm waiting for my big break." But let me tell you who gets the big breaks. People that are prepared, people that have developed their skills. You've got to be proactive and take those steps to grow. When God sees you doing your part, developing what he's given you, then he will do his part and open doors that no man can shut. Whether you're a teacher, a mechanic, a banker, a doctor, a network marketer, don't settle where you are and just coast off of what you've already learned. Get better at it. Sharpen your axe. This is a call to action. There are amazing things in your future. God has shifted things in your favor. Now God is looking for people who are prepared, people that are taking steps to grow, people that are serious about fulfilling their destiny. This is what David did. He was out in the shepherd's field taking care of his father's sheep. In today's terms, he had a minimum wage job. It was boring, no friends, no opportunity for growth. David could have slacked off and been sloppy, unmotivated, thinking, no reason to develop my skills. I'm stuck out here with these sheep. Now, while he was out there all alone, instead of being lazy, killing time, he got his slingshot out and started practicing day after day, month after month. I can see him setting up that target, slinging that stone again and again, practicing, learning, making adjustments, getting better, sharpening his skills. When a coyote or wild animal tried to attack one of his sheep, it's no problem. David took that sling and that stone and nailed it. David was a sharpshooter, a marksman, so skilled, so precise, he could hit a bullseye 100 meters away. When God needed someone to slay a giant, someone to lead his chosen people, he looked to see who was prepared, who had developed his skills. God didn't just choose anybody, he chose a skilled marksman that could hit a target with exact precision. In the same way, when God is looking for people to promote today, he won't just close his eyes and randomly say, "Well, I'll pick you. You won the lottery. It's your lucky day." No, God looks for people who have developed their skills. Like David, God has put in each one of you skill that can slay a giant. You have skill that can open new doors, skills that can lead to an abundant life. But the key is that skill has to be developed every day. You spend growing, learning, improving. You develop what God's put in you, and he'll take you further than you ever imagined. But it is easy to fall into destination disease. We're comfortable, we're not stretching, not learning anything. You were created to increase. Studies tells us the average person uses only 11% of their brain. Think about how much more potential we could be tapping into. There's a new skill you can develop. That gift will make more room for you. What steps are you taking today to improve in today's competitive marketplace with the economy? Business is tight, bottom line oriented. So if you're not improving, you're falling behind. If you are at the same skill level today as you were 5 years ago, you are at a disadvantage. You are at a disadvantage. You keep sharpening your skills, and like cream, you will rise to the top. One day you will be invaluable. Okay? One way to be invaluable is to learn to be a problem solver. If you want to be invaluable to your organization, present solutions, not just problems. What steps are you taking to better yourself so that you can go to the next level? You have to stay on the offensive. The world is changing so fast. If you don't have this attitude to continue learning, taking these steps to grow, then you'll fall behind. Some of you need to be set free from destination disease. You've reached a certain level. God's blessed you. Now you're coasting, but you were not created to stay there. Break out of that box and learn something new. Will Rogers said, even if you're on the right track, if you just sit there, eventually you're going to get run over. And yes, God has great things in your future. He wants to take you where you couldn't go on your own. But if you're not prepared, if you haven't developed your skills, it can hinder you from the fullness of your destiny. Everyone should have a personal growth plan, not something vague. You need a specific plan that lays out how you're going to grow. These are the steps I'm going to take this year, 2023, to help me improve. That's a growth plan. If you're going to continue growing, you need to have good mentors, people that know more than you, people that have gone where you are going. Let them speak into your life. Listen to their ideas, study them, find out how they think and how they do what they do. You could even learn from their mistakes. Life is too short to hang around people that are not going anywhere. If you're around them long enough, it'll rub off of you. Okay, rub off onto you. You need to associate with people that inspire you, people that challenge you to rise higher, people that make you better, not people that are constantly dragging you down. The scripture says to redeem the time. You need to see time as a gift. God has given us 86,400 seconds each day. Just like you spend money, you're spending that time. If you're hanging around people that have no goals, haven't grown in 5 years, time wasters, then you're not being responsible with what God has given you. It is critical that you surround yourself with the right people. If you are the smartest one in your group is too small. If you take an oak tree seed and you plant it in a 5-gallon pot, that tree will never grow to the size that God created it to. Why? Because it's being restricted by the size of the pot. In the same way, God has destined you to do great things. You have talent, ability, potential on the inside. Some of you are being limited by the size of your environment. The people you're around think small, they're negative, they pull you down. Listen, you've got to break out of that pot. God has destined you to soar. Surround yourself with people that are going places, people that inspire you to rise higher. Are you doing anything strategic and intentional to keep growing? It's not too late to become all God's created you to be. First, develop your personal growth plan. When God sees you taking responsibility for your growth, He'll reward your efforts. And in the coming days, you're going to have an opportunity to step into a new level of your destiny. God has shifted things in your favor. There is promotion, opportunities of business, divine connections, books. It's all in your future. But what I'm saying now is the time to get prepared. Don't get caught with destination disease. The treasure is in you. It's got to be developed. If you keep sharpening your skills, getting better at what you do, God promises your gifts will make room for you. Now, I believe because you are prepared, just like David, God is going to trust you to a new level of your destiny. He's going to open doors that no man can shut. You're going to go further than you can imagine and become everything that He's created you to be. So that's Joel Osteen. Okay. You know, if you have been stuck on maintenance mode for some time, okay, for whatever reason, even this message may not cause a swift enough shift. So having a mission helps. Okay, like a mother suddenly having a baby will stop smoking, stop drinking, stop taking drugs instantly because she has a mission with a deadline. We have a mission with the Hokkaido quantification, and there's this new digital AI startup opportunity where we want to come in early and recruit the innovators and early adopters. So let's shift gear and accelerate our efforts, okay? Because we learn most by doing. But I want to finally say, learn to grow without a goal. David Goggins said this, and this is just what I listened just this morning when I was doing my slow run. He said this: what people don't get is one day that thing's going to come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes. You're not going to be ready when the time comes. Okay, so that's all of my sharing. Okay. Tuesday tips tomorrow will be by Hui Suan. Have an awesome week. Finish well. Learn how to finish well. Okay.